All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. You see, this is the reason why that I say over and over and over again that this world that we find ourselves in, which is morally corrupt, spiritually decayed, and spiritually bankrupt, has lost its ever-loving mind. Now, check this out. Here it is, Texas. All right, Morning Mix, Washington Post. And you know, what's amazing to me is that they have no qualms, no reservations whatsoever at all at posting accounts and stories up like this. But when you speak about something heterosexual, it's like it's a vileness, it's a stench to being straight today. You understand what I mean? For exactly the way you were created and what you were created for. It's utterly amazing to me how that at one time, which used to be perversion and evil, has now so-called in the majority of these secular realms has become the acceptable form of life, and it is good while trying to bring condemnation on those of us who actually function in the capacity and the role that we were created for. Morning Mix, Texas policy forces transgender boy, look at this, transgender teen boy, to wrestle against female athletes at state championship. Now, first of all, what we need to do is we need to analyze this story because there's going to be some twisting, some mixing, some warping and distorting of the perspective, because right now they're calling this, look at this, the headlines. Texas policy forces transgender teen boy to wrestle against female athletes at state championship. Now let's analyze this and let's see what's really going on, all right? On Friday, Mac Beggs, an undefeated high school wrestler from Texas, will compete at the girls' state tournament in suburban Houston. Unlike the rest of the teens' female competitors, Briggs is 17, is a boy. You hear that? Watch this. For more than a year, the teen, who was born a girl, do you understand that? That means that this person has the plumbing to be able to, when they become even right now, to produce a baby, has been transitioning from female to male, watch this, with the help of testosterone therapy. Now, first of all, number one, if you really, truly was a male, you don't need any help with testosterone therapy. You see, this is a sickness. This is what I call it. It is a literal sickness that's going on today. I call it demonically inspired. Briggs' participation and dominance in the girls' league has, oh, look at this, spurred, concentration among, look at this, some in the Dallas region, including a lawsuit filed by an unhappy parent who argued that if Briggs identifies as a boy, he should have to wrestle other boys. I'm telling you, see, this is all mixed up. Let's just tell the truth. In order for this person who was born a girl to function as a boy, he has to take steroids, which is supposed to be illegal in sports. I guess not so in high school. I don't know. But you have to take testosterone therapy that's letting you know that something is wrong. All right? And Briggs would, his family told Dallas Morning News, if he could, but the rules won't allow it. That's because last year, I didn't even know females was wrestling. Because when I was coming up in the day, they didn't know females wrestling. I mean, anyway. That's because last year, some 95% of Texas superintendents voted in favor of an amendment to the Constitution of the University Interscholastic League, the state's government body for the public school athletics that requires student athletes to compete as the gender listed on their birth certificate, the Dallas Morning News reported at that time. Now, when the referendum ballot was approved, 586 to 32, with 2 non-responsive, critics called it horrible policy that would discriminate against transgender athletes who were unable to afford, look at this, the compliance maneuvering that goes into the legal changing of one's birth certificate through the state. Now, word as Briggs' call or case has gained increased publicity, Experts say that the policy likely intention to keep the transgender female athletes from transitioning from male to female, from having a hormonal leg up on the competition, is backfiring. Some of Bregg's female competitors forfeited their matches in the regional meet, reportedly to the Associated Press, out of apparent fear of injury because the 17-year-old is taking testosterone. And I agree with him. That could create a physical disadvantage. This was the main argument laid out in the lawsuit filed in early February against the IUL by Jim Belladam, a local attorney of the wrestling parent at a competing high school, who sought to have Briggs barred from the competition against girls at the state tournament and against other boys as long as he is taking testosterone, reported the Fort Worth Star-Telegram. But Texas Education Code in the UIL rules allow the use of steroids if dispensed, prescribed, delivered, and administered by the medical practitioner for a valid medical purpose. Reportedly to AP, Nancy Briggs, the teen's grandmother and legal guardian, has said that the UIL reviewed Mac Briggs' medical records and approved him for competition before the last two seasons. After two wrestlers forfeited their matches at their regional competition last week, Nancy Briggs told the Morning News, now first of all, I'm going to interject this, it is a total injustice for those who were born and had their plumbing recorded on the birth certificate stating who they were, to sit up and have to actually fight against a woman that looks like a man because they're taking testosterone therapy. I don't blame them for not wanting to get out there and have their neck broken, their arm broken, and their joints out of place. It's totally unfair for these people who are actually doing things the right way to actually have to go against a system where the decks and the cards are stacked against them because we like people who, or I'm going to say the mainstream news media, not PastorDowell, not Straightway, who chooses to do these alternative lifestyles. They're trying to force and cram this stuff down our throats and our necks. These actions were about bias, hatred, and ignorance. And that her grandson and at least one of the other wrestlers know each other, and they are not happy about this. Briggs wrestles in a 110-pound class where his record is 52-0. Hell yeah, anybody will be 52-0 if you taking testosterone therapy and nobody else in the school is. It was the parents and coaches that Max Briggs wrote on social media that were making waves, not the students. The thing is this. We want to wrestle each other. I feel so sick and disgusted by the discrimination, not by the kids, the parents and the coaches, the team wrote on Facebook. These kids don't care who you put in front of them to wrestle, just want to wrestle. That's what they just want to wrestle. They are taking that away from me and from people I'm competing with. You know what? This thing is so sickening. I'm telling you what, y'all just go ahead and read the rest of it. I ain't reading the rest of this because I'm about to throw up. Literally about to throw up in this thing. I'll keep telling you. Are we in a twilight zone? Am I Mork from Orc? What about you? Do you even think wrestling is sane and sound today? Or are we in a serious matrix that within the last 20 years, those of us who are heterosexual are quickly becoming the minorities in this society? And you know what? Who's protecting our rights? Who's protecting our best interests? Where's the governing body in this particular society right here that's going to be a voice for us? Because it seems like everybody is capitulating to the spiritual order of today. This is a defect to the highest standard and the greatest degree. It really truly is. There ain't no way I would have my little girl. Now, first of all, she wouldn't be up there wrestling anyway, but if I did have an alternate conscience and I knew that my girl was going up against The Rock in WWE in a little bitty platform or posing as a 110-pound wrestler on testosterone therapy or going against Arnold Schwarzenegger, ain't no way I'll let my little girl, she got to have some granddaughters for me, and ain't no way she going to do it by the time she gets finished getting locked up with this woman who has twice the amount of T levels as a normal boy does at that area. in life, in stage of life. Man, this is off the chain. This is off of the proverbial chain. What saith you?